We say that we can never come back from hell. This time, a miracle has happened, and it really is a miracle. Mina is near me, still unconscious, but alive, and that is the most important thing. I don't know how Mina will be marked by this adventure, but all I know is that as long as the Count is alive, Mina will be in danger. I can't avoid the confrontation any longer. Once I'm in London, I will have to confront Dracula. For Mina, and for all the men on this earth, this time, and with the help of God, we will definitively destroy the monster. I swear it.
So our friend has returned alive from Transylvania with Mina and the Dragon's Ring. He has proved to be a more difficult adversary than I imagined. Watch him. He must not cause us any more trouble. Is that understood?
Yes, Master.
I hope so for your sake. Because the hour of victory is near, and I will no longer tolerate the slightest error. A little more patience, and Jonathan Harker will cease to be a problem. And then Mina and the Dragon's Ring will once more belong to me. I have spoken.
Master, it's you. It's really you.
Get up and tell me that everything is in place just as I had intended.
Yes, Master. Everything is ready, just as you ordered me to do.
Then let my will be done. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing and nobody.
Already a week has gone by since we returned from Transylvania, and I still cannot manage to sleep. Mina's condition is very worrying. The vampire's bite is causing her to have increasingly violent attacks. Fortunately, our good friend Dr. Seward is achieving miracles in his fight against this disease without a name. And then there are these shadows that slide along the wall and seem to watch me. Is it because of the ring that I brought back from Dracula's castle? I hope that Seward can give us an explanation. He's been examining the object for a week now. I myself have finally decided to go to Carfax, Dracula's latest sanctuary in London. Perhaps I shall find some clues there that will help me to pick up his trail.
How I miss my enormous feasts. when so many of my guests tried to cross the chessboard and perished impaled when the ground gave way under their feet. The system hasn't functioned for a long time, but the trap is still there. Only the right positioning of the pieces indicates the way to reach the other side safely. Chess is a game which ends with the king being put to death, unless the pawn dies first, which is far more amusing. Carfax gives me great satisfaction, and it is a safe refuge where I can drink the blood of my victims. That is why I leave my black guard to watch the house. In that way, no intruders can go where they are not supposed to. These humans are decidedly useless. The secret mechanism that I found here is so basic that a child of 4 could work out how to use it in just a few minutes. I have nothing but contempt for such a childish race.
The domain in question lies in the district of Purfleet and is called Carfax, probably a corrupt form of the Old French meaning 4 faces, given that each side of the house faces one of the cardinal points. The house is very large and dates from the Middle Ages. It may well have been an old mill once. There are a small number of houses round about, one of which is quite big and of recent construction. This serves as an asylum for the insane and is run by Dr. Seward. Luckily, the light protected me.
Mr. Jonathan, sir. Please come in.
This place always makes my flesh crawl.
You're right to be wary, and if I may be so bold, I should avoid going into that room when I'm not around. They can be very dangerous, and I'm talking from experience. I shall leave you now. Dr. Seward is waiting for you in his office.
Jonathan, at last you're here.
We were so worried.
I'm here, and I'm all right.
So then, what did you discover?
It seems that Carfax is not quite as deserted as we thought.
I see what you mean. I've been noticing some very odd things there for some time now. All this is becoming rather disturbing.
Have you found anything out about that ring that I brought back?
I've been able to reconstruct its history, thanks to Mina, who has transcribed the wax cylinders which were recorded as a favor to me by a historian friend of mine.
My attacks are so frequent that I don't have much time to work, and Seward insisted that I rest, but I wanted to help you.
What have you discovered?
The last known trace of the ring was back in 1442. It seems it belonged to Wanadoo, a Romanian prince and the half-brother of Dracula. But there's more to it. Apparently, the ring is incomplete.
In fact, in the engravings described, the ring is shown with a kind of diamond in its center. According to my friend's documents, this stone had the virtue of counterbalancing the evil side of the ring. We don't know anymore, but it's certain that Dracula will do everything he can to get it back.
Does the name Styx mean anything to you?
It's the river of hell in Greek mythology, but I think it's also the name of a theater in London, isn't it?
Yes, in fact it's all the rage now. A hall where a cinematographer shows horror films. There's a mystery surrounding the identity of the owner, but I've done some investigating and have found nothing in the least bit suspicious.
You'd better think again. I found proof at Carfax that Dracula is the owner of the Styx.
My God, I've read that all London is lining up to go there.
It's a fact that we cannot ignore, but it's very unlikely that the Styx is our principal target. To defeat Dracula once and for all, we have got to find his lair and strike at the heart.
I confess I just don't know what to do now.
Mina, if you aren't too tired, perhaps you and I could have another try at hypnosis.
I'm ready to do anything rather than stay under Dracula's yoke forever. Doctor, let's go.
Your eyes are closing. Your spirit is roaming free. What do you see?
I see a garden of stone, a shadow walking. He's coming to find me. I can hear voices. They'll make me go mad. Help me!
Mina, you will sleep now. Sleep. Sleep. She describes the same scene at each session. I think the stone garden must be the cemetery at Highgate.
Highgate, you say? Now that Mina is asleep, I can tell you that my visit to Carfax nearly cost me my life. But a man called Peabody was not so lucky. I found his body, and it seems that he worked at Highgate.
Peabody dead. He was investigating on my behalf. He said that he had seen some strange goings-on near a tomb decorated with a stone wolf. It's more than likely that the cemetery is where Dracula has his secret sanctuary. Take this key and go over there. It will be safer to go via the sewers. I shall stay here with Mina.
just in time, as the master said. It just needs your corpse, and my work will be finished. And then I shall get my reward. Prepare to die. Oh, but don't worry. I shall make sure it's slow and extremely painful. Oh my God, I'm still shaking from what I've seen. Last night I stationed myself on the tomb with the stone wolves so that I could observe the cemetery. When I looked towards the northwest of the cemetery, I could hardly believe my eyes. At 5 a.m., precisely, a silhouette approached the tomb. The shadow performed some movement, which I couldn't see properly as I was too far away, but the door of the tomb, usually shut, began to open. I got down from my hiding place to have a closer look, but by the time I got there, the door had shut. I thought the shadow had seen me, and I was petrified. Tomorrow I shall go and see Dr. Seward and tell him what I've seen. Perhaps he'll have an explanation for all this.